Welcome everybody to this educational video about how to identify the best time to trade Forex. In this little, let's say, lesson, I will just show you or teach you how was it that I was able to identify the best times to trade Forex for me. So the number one thing that I have to let you know out the gate is that one thing is the best time to trade Forex, like within a day, and another thing is what is the best time to trade Forex for your schedule or adapt it to your schedule, because you have to make it, you have to adapt trading to your life and try not to make it the other way around, okay, so that it becomes sustainable. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we will pick a time that we can consistently come to the markets, okay? We will pick a time in the day, within the day, if we're gonna be intradays, right? If we're gonna be day trading, we want to find entries within 24 hours. Now, if you're gonna be swinging or doing swing trades and all of that, this also could help, but obviously you would have to then actually start to figure out zones, demand zones, supply zones, and you're gonna have to put like alarms and check when price touches certain zones. Okay, so maybe you want to look for buys here, etc., etc. But if you want to go for the intraday, meaning you want to get in, get out the same day, then this is specifically for that. The way I did it was I decided that I could actually, and this is for let's say step one, is pick a time frame where you can consistently come to the market. For me, it is 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. I can consistently come from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. if this would mean, that, because I see it like if it was like a job. So let's say that I have that time available to trade. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mark the beginning of that session that we want to trade in. So let's say 7 a.m. and so we're gonna mark every 7 a.m. that we find. Okay, let's actually mark this with a green vertical. This one, yeah. Okay, so let's mark every 7 a.m. because I decided that at 7 a.m. is when I can actually come to the market. So the best time for me to trade has to be after 7 a.m. regardless of whatever the market did, because sometimes you have great London entries, but if you're sleeping at 2 a.m. it doesn't, it really doesn't mean anything to look for those entries. So let's go for every 7 a.m. Try to do this as quick as possible. Okay, so once we mark every 7 a.m., the next step is, and this is really important, what we want to figure out is, in the time that we're gonna be looking at the market, within the time frame that we're gonna be looking at the markets, we want to identify around what time usually the price will give the best entry of that session, period. That's all we're looking for. We want to see if there is some sort of pattern, or yeah, exactly, like if there's a certain behavior that the price meets at specific time that will give us the best entries, and if it is happening within a certain time. So let's say that we have all the sevens for now. So I don't know, we have a couple of days here. So the next thing we're gonna do is, okay, so if you notice, I came to the 1 hour time frame. So for intradays, this is for GJ, but you can actually pretty much do this with any pair. For you go to the intradays, you go to the 1 hours, you mark that time where you're gonna be in the market, right? Now we're gonna figure out, if I were looking for the best trade of this day, for example, right now, when did we have the best trade after I came to the market for that day. The best trade, the definition of that in my head would be the best entry that I could take, that if I take that entry, price will move only in that direction for the most amount of time within that session. Meaning, if I execute it here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 1-hour candles looking downwards. So the best entry after I came to market, which was at 7 a.m., happened around here for whatever reason, right? So that's something we're gonna figure out later with our trading plan. But right now we have to figure out if we actually have a good time to trade, right? Because if I have a specific time, and for whatever reason I notice that every time I come, market is ranging, maybe I have to figure out a strategy that adapts to that specific behavior of the market, or if it happens too often around the time that I can actually make it to the market. So I will create a specific strategy adapted to the time or the behavior that I'm expecting the price to have around certain times. And there's 1,000 strategies you can create. Obviously, the most important thing is that you can be consistent with them, whatever strategy you decide to create. So let's say that I have an entry here. Perfect. Now I notice that this happened, and this is when we're going to start marking the actual, with the red one, the actual potential entry for the best trade. And this happened at, what is this? 8 a.m. So this candle starts at 8 a.m., ends at 9. So whatever happened here, maybe let's go to the, so if I mark on the 1 hour, let's say maybe I look for entries in the 1 hour or the 30 minute or even the 15 minutes, I can go down as much as I need just to make it more specific. But right now, let's say that this could have been the entry, right? Like maybe I had already identified that here we had like a strong 1 hour zone, and that anything that closed below there, this could have been like the fake out on the 30, and maybe this was the entry, right? And look at that. This is what we had today, and this is a good entry. So that happened at what? 8:30. Okay, so that candle started at 8:30. And let's do this really quick to move on with everything. So this day here, we came to markets here, and if we waited a little bit, the best entry happened around here. So if you notice, I will start to pick whatever time. Well, actually that candle was a good entry. So the moment this one closed, I would have been entering in the middle of this candle with a stop loss below the 1 hour. And this is because of one specific setup that I have for this. But like I said, let you first figure out if it makes sense to trade at that time. So this is the entry. The entry happened. The confirmation for me, that was 8 to 9 again. 8 to 9 again. So now, you know, something's starting to happen. Here we have some sort of range, and price came to this same level of the 1 hour, retouched here and moved with two big candles downwards to come to this level here, which was really important, before it moved up. But the best entry for that session happened here. This is 9 a.m. to 10. I just mark them. I don't care. Like whenever I find the best entry of that day for the time that I will mark them. That's all I'm gonna be doing. Same thing happened here. I can see right away 9 to 10. Whatever happened here was the best entry for that session, because I could only sell, like if I was able to find like a sell entry around here and it made sense with my trading plan, then I had all of this movement till like, you know, 12 a.m., which is 11 here, which is when I leave the market. So from here to here was the move. From here to here was the move. Like if I go to 30 minutes, obviously I can always make sure that I did the correct thing. So it happened here at 9:30. This happened here at, what is this, 9? 8, because this is 8:30 to 9. And I can keep doing that over and over and over. And that's as simple as that is how you're gonna find around what time I should be looking for an entry. Here, a sell from here to here was the best entry of the day. Here, from here to here was the best entry of the day because it was a buy at 9 a.m., 9 to 10. and over here was a 9 to 10. Here was here. Well, actually it was here the best entry, because this is the bottom and then we moved up. So this was 8 to 9 and this was 8 to 9. And if you notice, with this quick example, I can not only figure out around what time, if number one, if it makes sense to trade at the time that I can trade, if I have good setups, and around what time I should be looking for good setups. In this case, I noticed that, look, 8 to 9, 8, and even better. Also, I'm noticing something even better, which is it's happening at least 1 hour after I come to markets. So what that means is maybe I don't even need to be here at 7 a.m. If you notice, the best entries are happening after 7, and usually like even way over an hour after. What that means is actually I can go to 30 minutes and figure out if maybe I could just come at 7:30 instead of 7. Right? Like I don't have to maybe be at 7. Yeah, look, this is 8 to 8:30. This is 8 to 8:30. This is 9 to 10, 9 to 9:30. 9 to 9:30. 9 to 9:30. Okay, 8 to 9 to 9:30. I'm sorry. To 8. 8 to 8:30, and then this is 8 to 8:30 to 9. Okay, so basically this is what I can do actually. Now, not only I figured out that there's the best entry for the session that I can make it to the market happens around after after 8 always so far. Like my suggestion would be that you go back as much as you can. If you can have to go back for a whole year, even better. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but if you really want to get like the best entries, you feel really good about it, you can go back as much as you want. You can maybe do 1 month, you can do 3 months, whatever you feel is gonna give you the confidence. And obviously the more samples you have, the better. But let's say that you have this setup. Okay, so now you figured out, you know what, I don't really need to even be here at 7. Maybe I can just make it into 7:30. So maybe at 7:30 is enough. And now I know that at 7:30 I can come to the markets. I have half an hour to figure out what the trend is and if there's gonna be an entry, what the entry should be. And now I know I have like a really good time of when to trade the market. So that's as simple as that. That's how I made it for me. By the way, I come to market at 7:45, just in case you were wondering. For New York session, I'm coming at 7:45. I don't even bother coming, not even at 7:30. So at 7:45, I already know that the next, after 8 a.m., I should start to see the setup forming for whatever that is that I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. If there's gonna be any entry at all. So you can adapt this to London session. You can adapt this to Asian session. It's just always the same. And I can give you this little tip for London, since GJ is one of my main pairs. For London, always look for the candles that start after 1 a.m. Specifically the 2 to 3 a.m. candle, most of the time will give you the best moves. Will give you the best setup. Like if you figure out how to catch whatever happens at between 1 and 2, most of the time, because remember, this is just a probabilities game, you will have the best entries if you want it for London. But you can figure that out with what I just showed you here. So if you like this, remember to give it a like. If you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, you can also subscribe. This was Joel Medina, and I really hope that this helps you. And if it helped you, I will also appreciate that you let me know in the comments as a little feedback for what we're doing here. So have a great trading day, have a great trading life, and I'll see you in the next video.